Okay, we're starting off on the south side of the house. We're going to go counterclockwise around the house. We got moss over here, level grading and drainage, and that's your neighbor's swimming pool pump. And that's your neighbor's swimming pool pump. Running rain gutters on this side. This trellis next to the house, that's conducive to wood destroying insects. These trees, these Fatimas, they're conducive to wood destroying insects when they're that close to the house like that. This is the condensing unit for your air conditioning system, the HVAC condensing unit, and it should be a minimum of 3 inches above the grade. There's the data plate right there, and when we read that data plate, we're going to find out that it's properly fused electrically. We're going to find out that it's a 4-ton unit. We're going to find out that it's 27 years old. This stuff is engineered on paper to last 20 years. It might last 30 years. Las Vegas is going to give you 14 years. After 14 years in this part of the country, this unit's done just about everything we expected it to do, and it's 27 years old. The refrigerant in this unit is obsolete R22. You can still buy it. You cannot import it. You cannot manufacture it. It's expensive. They do sell alternatives, but the alternatives are 15 to 35% less efficient. And this thing's probably an R10 at best. So it's already an inefficient system. And if you put the alternative refrigerants in there, they're expensive, by the way, all the same. And nobody's going to want to follow that. It's just time. It's just time for this system to be replaced. The electric conduit is loose right here. Where it comes in, that's the high voltage electric conduit is coming in. Then over here, this wall should be sealed, better sealed, where the refrigerant piping comes through the wall. I'm going to open this guy up in a minute, so we're not going to close him. I kind of wanted him to be open for us, but I got ahead of myself. This is called weep holes right here, weep holes. Home ownership 101, all walls, all ceilings, all roofs, and all walls leak. We design them, we engineer them so that they shed water faster than they accept it, because we want to keep the inside dry. So those weep holes are a good thing. This is level grading and drainage all in here. You can see the moss growing. It's on the north side. All this moss over here, it's just not draining like it should. It's just not draining like it should. These are called soffit vents. We'll take a better look at those when we get upstairs in the attic. We're coming around the front of the structure. All this wood mulch underneath the drip line, that's conducive to wood destroying insects. All this high soil, water goes downhill. There's nothing going to keep the water from going into your home like that, and it's conducive to wood destroying insects again. So something to keep in mind here. Coming along, also one thing that I haven't noticed, I keep looking, but main water shutoff valve, haven't noticed one of those. And haven't noticed main cleanouts. There's one in the driveway, but okay, so we're looking at about 70 psi. It's about ideal. Your vacuum breaker's leaking. Of course, this is putting a lot of pressure on it. It's really stressed out because that valve isn't designed to blow any pressure off. So we'll come back and we'll get that. These covers, I know you're underneath a little portico here. Underneath a little portico, but these covers should be in-use covers. Some people call them bubble covers. So those covers are supposed to, and it's broken. And these covers are supposed to, so that you could plug your Christmas lights in and then close the cover and they wouldn't get wet. The way they are now, they're wet. And the GFCI works. So it should be labeled, it should say GFCI. It's a little thing. This doorbell button should be sealed and it should be illuminated, but it does work. And storm doors are beyond the scope of this inspection. But your closer's loose up here. Closer's loose, and it doesn't close real good. There's an air gap underneath it. Doesn't seal real good, excuse me. You got some wood rot right here in the door casement. What we don't have over the doors, over the windows, fenestrations, those same weep holes we were talking about earlier, we don't have them. We don't have weep holes. We got a little stair step cracking right in here. Moving on along. Lawn sprinkler heads should not be closer to the structure than 12 inches. Got a little cracking here in your driveway, walkway. It telegraphs over to the driveway. Wood mulch again. Coming along here. This is the parkway sidewalk. This is the parkway. This is the water meter. And it has not moved since I checked it. So we don't have an indication of a water meter leak. Over here, a leak on the water supply side. This is the check valve for the lawn sprinkler system. It's supposed to be on this side of the parkway sidewalk. Not a big thing, but you don't own this. You'll get a ticket for not mowing it. You don't own the water meter either. It's okay to be here, but this you own is supposed to be over in your yard. This box should have been excavated. You should have 3 inches underneath the valve so you can reach around and service it. The handle's rusted off. Handle's rusted. And 3 inches and then lined with gravel to keep this from happening. Mud to wash in like that. So this guy is supposed to be serviced every year. Nobody does it. Nobody did it here for sure. Coming on along. No weep holes. No weep holes over the garage car entry. Coming along here, these light fixtures should be sealed. Got some pretty good gaps right in there. And here's a good one. See, and it was difficult, but right there, that edge flashing, it should be lapped at least 10 inches. And they never are. They never are. Then the door casement should not be in direct contact with the sidewalk, otherwise water can weep up capillary action and cause it to rust out like that. The overhead door for the garage, this gasket's torn right there, so these are going to blow in your garage. And these 2 door panels are pretty bent up and distorted. One of them's torn on the inside. I believe it's the upper middle one. Moving on along, we're on the south side of the structure now. Lawn sprinkler head's too close. Got vertical cracks between the brick and mortar right here. These are called stretcher bricks. Some people call them dog's tooth. Stretcher bricks, regular bricks. We got quite a bit of movement right here on this corner. See this scarring right here? This is foundation repair. I don't know who did it. I don't know when it was done. Somebody's done some foundation repair here. This is the gas meter on the south side of the garage. These are the control wires for your lawn sprinkler system. They're not very well protected. You can see how boogered up they are right there. Coming on along. The grounding rod's not properly buried. The electric conduit's loose from the box. It should be sealed on 3 sides. When we're not seeing here, I wanted to get to the long side, but what we're not seeing is expansion control joints. Just like in the street, you'll see expansion control joints because they expect the cement to move. Otherwise it'd be continuous. And then this is the front bedroom, I'm supposing. And we got some stair step cracks between the brick and mortar right in here. If it had a control joint right in here, it would have absorbed that, in theory. It would have absorbed that and you wouldn't have had this. This is your secondary drain for your air conditioning system. If that's leaking, you know you have a problem. You've got a problem if that's leaking. That's why they put it over a window so that you can see. Soil's a little bit high over on this side. We've got some more high soil. More high soil. This is the second bedroom. Yeah. This is for the water heater. That's the temperature pressure relief valve drain line, and they're not supposed to be farther from the ground than 6 inches, or closer than 3 inches, but that's higher than 6 inches. And some more stair step cracks right in here. Coming along, fence. It's by design. Fence in contact with the structure. That's conducive to wood destroying insects. We like that. Got a little bread spider. More cracking right here. And on this corner right here, you see this?
Okay, that's called a shrinkage crack. Those are not carpenter ants, and those are not termites. They're a nuisance. You don't want them, but that's not what they are. So a shrinkage crack, some people call them corner pops, call them what you will, but this does not affect the foundation. It might affect supporting the bricks, but it's not a foundation issue. If it's in the span of a hand, I don't know whose hand, it goes in that direction, then that's not a foundation issue. What happens is the brick expands, cement shrinks, pressure is caused right here, and they pop. And yeah, it should be put back. Putting it back would be a good idea. But it's not a foundation problem. This window here looks like it's kind of short on pitch. The window's supposed to have some pitch on them so that they drain water instead of just holding water like that. This is the exterior faucet, and the vacuum breaker is broken. Already been there, turned it on, got my face wet. You don't have to do that again. This is GFCI protected, just like the front. It's not going to be on because I tripped the one on the front. It resets in the garage, by the way. So, on and on and on. Wooden chimney. The flashing actually looks pretty decent around that chimney. Did an okay job when they re-roofed this roof. I'm used to complaining more. Moving on along. It's an outlet for the light. One of those lights is missing. Luminaries. It's kind of loose the way it's mounted in the soffit there. Coming along here. This receptacle outlet doesn't have the bubble cover, doesn't have the unused cover. It will not reset. This is inoperable. On the north side, you can see where it ties in off of the living room, the great room. This is bootlegged over here for some reason. It's GFCI, that's good, but it will not reset. So this receptacle is inoperable. More wood mulch, more level grading and drainage. Swimming pool cover, a pump again. You're missing a little light bulb right there. Coming along. This is where I was hanging over the fence. And I'm going to go back over there where that disconnect is. I'm going to bring a screwdriver over there. I'm going to get a still image of that to make sure it's wired properly. So I'm not quite through out here yet. Not quite through with the roof yet.